What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're all doing well today. Today, I'm very excited to bring you part 3 of my knife diversity unboxing. If you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about, you might want to go back and check out the unboxing for these 2 videos. But a brief recap, I am trying to find knives made in different countries instead of just always being China and USA. And also trying to find knives in certain price points to see what you can get at those price points. And my hope of doing that is having some channel knives that when I do a review of a particular knife that I might be able to say what is a option that you can get and what's the difference in the build qualities in the offering and the end product. So hopefully that makes sense. If not, I promise you when I go to do these videos, they will make total sense. All right, so the last knife that I have today is one that I actually wanted to check out because it is a very first time offering from Case Knives. Yep, if you know Case, you know that they typically have what I would call as the only other real popular competitor to Victorinox's Swiss Army knife, but they're usually just 2-bladed knives that are kind of folding and really that peanut sized knife. Well, this one here, if I can find it, is the black anodized alumina Kinzua. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. And it has S35VN at just over $100. So let's dive in and see what I like the box. The box reminds me of like an older shoe box. When I was in middle school, high school, they were kind of like this, and you would open them up, have that new sneaker smell. So wow, it has really nice thick casing, and the opening experience is very interesting, very nice. Like, I'm very pleased with it so far. All right, let's go ahead and take this out of here and have a look at the knife. So right out the bat, the weight, there's definitely some weight to it, and I don't know if that's because of the blade or the aluminum. It's not ultra heavy, and as a matter of fact, I normally don't do this on unboxings, but I am kind of curious about the weight since I am talking about how much it weighs. Let me move these first 2 guys out of the way. It is wobbling. Why is it wobbling? All right, 0 please. All right. Okay, so I think part of the problem is because I did these back to back to back is these 2 are so lightweight that 3.5 ounces feels really heavy. What I'll do when I get through with this unboxing, I will actually do a comparison of these 3, just talking about the differences and kind of how I intend to use them. So this aluminum frame lock, it is a little slick. When I had the ProTech Malibu without the diamond plated texturing, it felt like a powdery type substance, whereas this is very, very smooth. Let's see here. Blade is, yeah, blade looks centered to me. Does it look centered to you guys? Looks pretty centered. It looks like it has a pretty thick blade stock. I like the jimping on here. It's pretty well done. It has a decent deep carry pocket clip. Those are some really tall screws. I wonder how that'll do going in and out of the pocket. I'll make sure to report back on that. Has a really tall flipper. Let's give it a go. Not bad. Not bad action at all. Access to the lock bar feels like it's pretty good. Lock bar access is not bad. Ooh, it's got a late break on that detent. Let's see. There's the detent ball. Really smooth action though. And you know what I don't remember, and I don't think that I checked, is whether or not these had bearings in the pivot or not, and I don't have one of my pocket flashlights in here. So it looks like a bearing setup just because of the way that it's thick right there. Usually when you get something with washers or that doesn't have washers, it has usually a thinner, well, this is a lock bag, so not a good example. It usually has like a thicker contact point on the pivot is what I'm trying to say. Really thick bolster spacers, and ooh, if you are a lanyard hole person, this is not for you. But again, at just over $100, S35VN aluminum handles that feel nice and thick. There's no hot spots. There's some chamfering down, knocking it down just a little bit so it feels comfortable. Ergos feel pretty good. Actually, you do lock really nicely in place behind the flipper tab and the finger cutout. Now, what I was curious about, because when I saw some folks that got the Tontos that first came out, I did go with the drop point because it's more traditional and more versatile. Some folks were saying that it didn't come very sharp out of the edge. Now, it does feel pretty good, but let's give her a rip and see. Oop. I mean, is it the smoothest? No. It probably just needs a little bit of stropping, but it's pretty sharp out of the box. I mean, it cut through the paper pretty well. I can't complain about what I'm experiencing right there with this one, but it is an S35VN Kinzua. I'm going to call it Kinzua until someone tells me I'm wrong. And the grind looks pretty good on it. It's a little bit thicker down here than it is towards the tip, but that's not too bad. Looks pretty consistent. And again, S35VN, made in the USA, aluminum handles. And the first knife that came to mind when I thought about this one was this Concept. This is the Predatal. The other version comes with S35VN. Now, it does come with titanium, but they're both metal handles. But this one in S35VN with those handles, dang, I forgot I just Loctite that. I hope I didn't mess it up. That Predatal is $200, right, for S35VN. But again, you are getting titanium handles. This one here, I want to say it was around 130. S35VN, made in the USA, aluminum with a very nice frame lock, really nice flipper tab, really good action. It is very good action, very nice detent. Very late lockup. It reminds me, and again, I know this is their first iteration of it, but it kind of reminds me of some other older knives that are out there, and I'm going to bring one out here to show you guys what I'm talking about. So if you look at the ZT0562, it reminds me a lot of that late break on there. And then the Chavez Redemption Street is another knife that has a fairly late detent. I'm gonna have to move these guys up so you can see. Has another late detent. So it does remind me of some of the older American style knives that had that really late detent engagement. Does that affect the performance or the knife in any sort of way, shape, or form? No, it really doesn't. It's just something that I noticed, that the engagement on most knives these days are at least this early. So it's just late. You got to move your finger away, out of the way. You got to get over the ball, and then it's going to drop shut. So this is a really interesting knife. I am definitely going to be looking forward to carrying it and trying to complete my review of it. And yeah, so I do have it right here. It was $115 for S35VN aluminum scales and a USA made knife. Really nice price. Let me just check this one more time. It might not be the edge. You know what it might be? It might be the thickness, because it is quite a thick geometry. I mean, it goes thick down to the edge really fast. So this could, this probably could have really benefited by just being a full flat grind, in all honesty. But again, Case's first knife will be, I'll be watching close. I'll be watching closely. Hopefully you'll be watching closely to see what the review for this particular knife comes out to be. Again, I wanted some more options, right? I wanted to be able to point to different things. My hope is that when you tune into this channel and I'm doing a review, you know, of something popular like the Conspirator, I might have a knife that you maybe have not considered looking at when you look at that. Now, of course, none of these are button locks. If you're looking at the Conspirator, I would bet my bottom dollar that you're looking at it because it is a button lock. And it's a fantastic knife. I've been enjoying it more and more as I've carried it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a favor, please leave a like. I'd really appreciate it. And if you enjoy the content, consider subscribing. For everyone out there that is already supporting the channel, thank you so much. I really appreciate that very much. I hope all of you have a fantastic week. Stay sharp. Till next time. Peace.